In today's video, I discuss how you can prevent vegan failures in 6 simple steps. Roll the titles.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before I jump into the video, just a quick reminder as always that I'm now offering the SIBO, organic acid, stool tests and consult via my website. So if you have any health or digestive problems, then consider taking these tests as they will provide a lot of very detailed information upon which you can start making informed decisions and then start getting your health back on track. And on that bombshell, to the video. Now, it doesn't matter whether you have constipation, gut infections, gas and bloating, indigestion or cramping, this video will help you nip these problems in the bud so that you don't ever need to become the next ex-vegan. So in order to do this, you need to understand the 6 parts of digestion and causes of digestive issues so that you can resolve them very quickly before they become problematic. So let's start with the top of the digestive tract, and that is the stomach and also your stomach acid. So stomach acid is one of the most important fluids in the body. It helps liquefy your food, it helps break down proteins, it helps kill off pathogens, and it helps the body to start extracting various vitamins and minerals that you need to thrive. Now, many people will have problems with stomach acid, particularly if they have taken a lot of antibiotics, drink alcohol on a regular basis, have a poor diet, or even if their zinc intake is very low. Essentially, there are many causes of stomach acid issues, of which the vegan diet causes 0 of these, unless drinking urine or water fasting is a prerequisite for being labelled a vegan. So as I've said many times on this channel, if you keep the pH of your stomach acid between 1 and 3, you are going to be cooking on gas. So a pH of 1 to 3 will keep the valve on top of your stomach slammed shut between meals, preventing acid reflux and also GERD. A pH of 1 to 3 will also prevent pathogens from entering your digestive tract and also ensure that your food is liquefied in the stomach so that when it's discharged to the small intestines, you don't have a lot of undigested foods that will cause gas and bloating. So let's just say that you were struggling with stomach acid issues such as acid reflux, GERD, regurgitation of food and gas and bloating, then what should you do? Well, what you need to do is to increase the production and strength of your stomach acid. So if your name is Vegetable Police, then you would probably drink pure HCl and you would end up in hospital with burns to the throat and esophagus. So please don't do this. So for the sensible people amongst you, you want to supplement for a short period of time a weaker acid that will increase the production and strength of the hydrochloric acid present in your stomach. So you have a number of ways in which you can do this. So you can take betaine hydrochloride in supplement form, and this will help resolving stomach acid issues. Another thing that you can do at the same time to fix stomach acid is to ensure that you provide the body with an increased supply of the raw materials so that it can produce sufficient amounts of hydrochloric acid on its own. So for a short period of time, you can take salt in your diet, so the chlorides from salt can help increase the hydrochloric acid, and you can also take potassium for a short period of time, and this is a key building block for stomach acid. Sodium and potassium are 2 of the most important elements of strong stomach acid. So if you are someone who can't tolerate HCl or you don't want to be adding salt into your diet or supplementing with things like potassium, then 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar 15 minutes before your main meals of the day will be sufficient to increase your levels of hydrochloric acid. Now, these strategies that I've discussed should only be short-term interventions to kickstart good HCl production. So if you take any of these supplements and remove them after a couple of weeks and your symptoms come back, then you need to reach out to a healthcare practitioner to help you out, as there could be significant issues downstream of this. So step number 2 is to ensure that your body is producing sufficient amounts of bile. So bile is a liquid stored in the gallbladder that helps emulsify and break down fats correctly so that you can digest those fat-soluble vitamins. Now, if you have bile issues, you are likely to experience upper abdominal pain under the right rib cage. You may also experience frequent heartburn, nausea, or pale or sandy coloured stools. Now, most supplements on the market to increase bile production are things like ox bile. So for vegans, this is a no-go, as these are derived from animals. But fear not, you can take beet powder, and this stimulates the production and flow of your bile. Another thing that you can do is to eat fermented foods on a daily basis, as it's the microbes in the gut that help your body to recycle the bile so that you don't run low. Also, consider eating ginger, artichokes and lemons on a regular basis, as these will help increase the production of bile in the liver before it is sent to the gallbladder. Now, some of the worst things that you can do for bile is decrease your gut flora, as these microbes recycle your bile acids, or even worse, you could have your gallbladder removed or even develop fatty liver. So any issues with bile, then consider taking beet powder. So number 3 is your digestive enzymes, and these are produced in the pancreas. So if you have issues in this area, then you can expect some of the following symptoms. So indigestion, black tarry stools, cramping, gas, foul smelling gas or stools, floating or greasy stools, or even yellow or orange stools. So to fix these types of issues, then you can take digestive enzymes, and you can also eat more raw foods in your diet, which will provide a good source of these enzymes to your body. But just to caveat this, if you have stomach acid issues in addition to digestive enzyme problems, then you'll probably need to take betaine hydrochloride in addition to digestive enzymes for a short period of time, maybe 4 to 6 weeks. Number 4 is your microbiome. Now, the majority of your microbiome resides in the colon or large intestines. So the average healthy person will have around 600 to 1,000 species of bacteria in their colon. So if you've taken antibiotics, you regularly drink alcohol, you have a poor diet, then you may have very low levels of bacteria in your colon. So if this is the case, then you are likely to run into problems such as food sensitivities and intolerances, gas and bloating, all the way through to fluctuations between loose stools and also constipation. So in these situations, it is often a very smart thing to take fermented foods multiple times a day for a couple of months, depending on the problems identified. You should also consume a good amount of prebiotic and probiotic rich foods and things like resistant starch. To see if you have microbiome insufficiency and some of these symptoms, then you can look at doing a DNA sequence of your microbiome, which will give you a very good indication on your levels of bacteria in your colon. Number 5 is removing infections from your gut. So if you have SIBO infections, parasite infections, candida issues, C. diff infections, H. pylori infections, or anything else, then you need to address these, otherwise you will run into significant issues. Gut infections are probably one of the most common drivers for ex-vegans. So do things like a stool test and SIBO test if you have digestive issues, identify the problems and take the necessary antimicrobials and other supplements to resolve these infections. These type of gut infections will cause everything from gas and bloating, food intolerances, nutritional deficiencies, bowel movement issues, and even also cause significant weight gain or even weight loss. And finally, number 6, which are the lesser known causes of creating ex-vegans, but these are issues with the parasympathetic nervous system. So to reduce these types of issues, then you want to keep your stress levels as low as possible and also support peristalsis in the gut. Peristalsis is simply the wave-like actions in the gut that pulls food and feces through the intestines. Some of the best ways of supporting the parasympathetic nervous system is to support with magnesium, potassium, and also vitamin B1. Now, clearly, if you just have a stomach acid issue or a bile problem, then you could probably just take betaine hydrochloride in addition to beet powder. The problem arises for many, though, when you have multiple issues in the gut that are pushing you towards becoming an ex-vegan. But don't panic, do the necessary testing around the gut, identify what is going on, and then work with a healthcare practitioner to resolve these problems. Do this correctly and you are extremely unlikely to ever become an ex-vegan. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live. And I'll see you next time.